Daycare centers are essential for working families, providing safe environments where children can thrive and grow. These centers offer early education for children, laying the groundwork for their future learning and development. They're not a luxury. Millions depend on them to balance work and family responsibilities, ensuring that parents can pursue their careers while knowing their children are in good hands. Reliable childcare enables parents to work, supporting both their families and the broader economy by allowing parents to contribute to the workforce. Government subsidies help low-income families access these services, aiming to give every child a fair start and equal opportunities. Within these centers, children learn social skills, foundational academics, and form their first friendships outside the home, which are crucial for their social development. Trained professionals guide their development, preparing them for school and life by fostering a love for learning and curiosity. The system relies on trust. Parents trust providers with their children, and the government trusts providers with public funds to ensure quality care. When that trust is broken, the consequences ripple through families, communities, and the entire system, causing widespread concern and instability. Misuse of funds undermines the purpose of these programs and erodes public faith, making it harder for families to find reliable care. The integrity of daycare is vital, not just for children, but for the future of our society, as it shapes the next generation. When trust is lost, rebuilding it is a long, difficult process that requires effort from all stakeholders to restore confidence and ensure the well-being of our children. In Minnesota, a state known for its strong sense of community and trust in public institutions, this trust was shattered in a way few could have imagined. The state was rocked by a massive daycare fraud scheme that exposed just how vulnerable even the most well-intentioned systems can be. Daycare centers across Minnesota exploited the Child Care Assistance Program, a fund designed to help working families afford quality childcare by billing the state for care that was never actually provided. Fraudsters went to great lengths, falsifying attendance records and creating fake sign-in sheets, claiming to care for children who weren't even present, sometimes billing for round-the-clock, 24/7 care that simply never happened. The operation was far-reaching, involving not just daycare providers but also parents, all working together in a coordinated conspiracy that spanned multiple communities. Millions of taxpayer dollars were siphoned away, funding lavish lifestyles, luxury cars, expensive jewelry, and upscale homes, instead of supporting the families who truly needed help. This wasn't a minor error or a simple oversight. It was a calculated, organized theft of public money on a scale that shocked investigators and the public alike. The fraud persisted for years, slipping through the cracks and exposing deep flaws in the oversight and auditing of government programs meant to protect the vulnerable. The scandal forced Minnesota to confront the vulnerabilities in its social safety net, sparking outrage and urgent calls for reform from citizens and officials alike. It quickly became a national cautionary tale, warning other states about the risks of unchecked government programs and the importance of vigilant oversight. The breach of trust left families, honest daycare providers, and taxpayers demanding answers, accountability, and assurance that such a betrayal would never happen again. As the scale of the deception came to light, accountability became the rallying cry, and Minnesota began the difficult process of rebuilding trust in its vital public programs. The fraud's mechanics were simple, but devastatingly effective, exploiting weaknesses in the system that few ever questioned. Parents and daycare owners worked together in secret. Parents would sign in their children as if dropping them off for a full day, but then immediately turn around and leave with them, sometimes within minutes. The electronic check-in system, designed to ensure accountability, instead became a tool for deception. Providers entered false attendance records, making it appear as though dozens of children were present all day, every day. In exchange for their cooperation, parents received cash kickbacks, envelopes discreetly handed over in parking lots or hallways, always careful to avoid leaving a paper trail or drawing attention. Some daycare centers took the scheme even further, claiming care for children who never set foot in the building. Entirely fabricated attendance logs were submitted, with names and signatures invented out of thin air. Surveillance footage later revealed the truth: empty classrooms and locked doors on days when the centers billed the state for dozens of children supposedly in their care. The stolen funds didn't just disappear, they were funneled into luxury cars, lavish homes, expensive jewelry, and even international vacations, all paid for with money meant to help working families. The scheme operated like a well-oiled machine, with each participant, parents, providers, and sometimes even staff, playing a specific role in the deception, ensuring the fraud ran smoothly and undetected. The system was systematically drained by phantom children and ghost services, leaving behind empty classrooms and unused playgrounds as silent witnesses to the crime. On the surface, these centers looked like legitimate businesses, welcoming families, advertising open spots, and maintaining a professional appearance. But behind closed doors, they were nothing more than fronts for organized theft. The sheer audacity of the operation exposed just how little oversight and accountability existed, allowing the fraud to flourish for years before anyone took notice. The fraud unraveled thanks to video surveillance, evidence that couldn't be denied. Cameras captured parents signing in, then leaving with their children minutes later. Footage showed cash-filled envelopes exchanged as kickbacks. On days centers claimed to be full, video revealed empty parking lots and silent, deserted rooms. The contrast between billing records and reality was stark and irrefutable. This visual proof transformed suspicions into a compelling narrative of corruption. The footage secured indictments and convictions, making the fraud impossible to ignore. When shared publicly, the videos sparked outrage and galvanized calls for reform. Viral clips brought the scandal to a national audience, fueling demands for justice. Video evidence made the abstract crime real and impossible to dismiss. Unraveling the fraud required a massive multi-agency investigation. The FBI took the lead, signaling the seriousness and scale of the crime. State and local law enforcement, along with county prosecutors, played crucial roles in early prosecutions. Forensic accountants traced the money while analysts sifted through mountains of billing data. U.S. Attorney Andrew Luger became the public face, announcing indictments and outlining the conspiracy. Dozens were arrested and charged with crimes ranging from wire fraud to money laundering. Many have already been convicted, facing prison and orders to repay stolen funds. Some may also face immigration consequences, including deportation. The investigation sent a clear message. 1. Exploiting public programs will not be tolerated. Law enforcement's unified response was key to holding the perpetrators accountable. News of the fraud ignited public outrage across Minnesota and beyond. Taxpayers were furious that money meant for children had been stolen. Viral videos and headlines fueled disbelief and anger, turning the scandal into a national issue. Political leaders faced intense scrutiny. Governor Tim Walz and state agencies were sharply criticized for lax oversight. The White House and national figures weighed in, amplifying the pressure for accountability. Calls for audits and reforms swept the state, as trust in government programs plummeted. The scandal also sparked divisive debates about the communities involved, particularly Minneapolis's Somali community. Community leaders condemned the fraud, working to separate the actions of a few from the many. The fallout was complex, touching on immigration, prejudice, and political responsibility. The demand for answers and reform was overwhelming. The immediate victims were taxpayers, hundreds of millions lost to fraud. Money meant for schools, healthcare, and public services was diverted to criminals. The scandal bred cynicism, making people question the value and security of government programs. Honest daycare providers faced suspicion and new burdens, while families feared losing vital childcare support. The fraud fractured community trust, especially within the Somali community, fueling stigma and division. Rebuilding trust will require transparency, accountability, and a renewed commitment to integrity. The real cost is the erosion of faith in our shared institutions. Protecting these programs is about more than money. It's about upholding our social contract. The future of support for vulnerable families depends on restoring that trust. The daycare fraud was part of a larger pattern in Minnesota. It paralleled the Feeding Our Future scandal, where $250 million meant for pandemic meals was stolen using similar tactics. Fake invoices, inflated rosters, and luxury purchases linked the two schemes. Some of the same individuals and methods appeared in both cases, revealing systemic vulnerabilities. The FBI and U.S. Attorney's Office saw these as just the tip of the iceberg. The criminals even tried to bribe a juror, showing their willingness to corrupt the justice system itself. Multiple programs were compromised, exposing failures in oversight across agencies. The connection between these scandals demands a unified, aggressive response to protect public funds. The pattern is clear. Without reform, more programs could be at risk. The lesson from Minnesota's daycare fraud is clear. Trust and honesty are the foundation of our communities. When that trust is broken, the entire system suffers. Accountability is the first step. Those responsible must face real consequences. Justice restores faith in the rule of law and deters future abuse. But reform is also essential. Oversight, verification, and smarter systems must be put in place. Technology can help, but it must be paired with vigilant human oversight. Ultimately, the solution lies in a renewed cultural commitment to integrity. Community leaders and families must reject the idea that cheating the system is ever acceptable. Public funds belong to all of us, and protecting them is everyone's responsibility. Rebuilding trust requires both better systems and a shared dedication to honesty.